The biggest shocker for many since the national championships, and he ran a personal best today, Orlando Bennett. When you see an athlete in the form of their life, you hope that, they extend that and go all the way. Hansel is one to never count out. He has proven that repeatedly. Rashid Broadbell, he's hungry for something on the big stage. He has gotten it at the Commonwealth Games, had some mishaps at the World Championships. So I know that, our three men are looking good. Finally, we're on top of the podium, not just any medal, and it came from an unlikely place. Welcome back to another episode of Paris Today, powered by Flow. I'm your host, Trishona McGowan. Back with me, sports reporter from the Jamaica Observer, Daniel Blake.
Hi, Trishona. Good to be back.
Happy you're back. And he has rejoined us. Finally, I think the man did go to Paris. He's a sports content manager at the Jamaica Observer, Andre Lowe.
Really happy to be back in this chair.
Are you? I thought you left us and gone to Paris.
We never miss me because we're not going to text, we're not going to call.
Well, we're happy that you're back, and what a better day for you to rejoin us.
Yeah.
So we had our independence celebration, 62 years, big up to our Liquor Island. And what a way for us to get a belated gift. Let me start with you, Andre, since you have rejoined the team. A gold medal in the field events, the discus throw, and nobody expected it.
Yeah, nobody expected it. And I can't begin to tell you how absolutely happy I am for this young man. When you look at what he has had to go through, right? Let's not forget that a few months ago, he was contemplating whether or not to continue in the sport, right?
Yes.
He had this rookie minicamp at the Green Bay Packers, my team.
Yeah,
and,
when I saw that, I was like, oh.
Yeah, so the man almost done with track and field, right? And now he has a massive decision to make, right? Olympic champion, Olympic record holder, right? And he showed such poise and grit and determination. Let's not forget, before he got that 70 meters, the silver medalist actually threw the Olympic record. So he could have, put his head down and given up. He was 8th at that point, or 7th, I think. And for him to come back and, deliver that sort of performance at that point speaks volumes to his mental fortitude. And what this is a continuation of just the amazing championship that we have witnessed by our field event athletes. Coming into these Olympic Games, we only had like 2 field events.
No, I want to keep on. I said that on the survey. We're not going like some people where the survey do and them not come my door. I penciled in 4 medals.
No man, that may I say.
For Jamaica, the field.
No, me as a coming in, right, to these Olympic Games, we only won in the past, just 2 field events. And now 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Them are own things, and that's just massive. And I think they are putting their hands up and demanding attention and support.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Daniel, when you look at how the field event athletes, they have now grabbed the steering wheel for Jamaica, and they're steering, and not just by getting to the finals, because that was a historic moment for all 3 men to have gotten to the final. But here they are, Roger Stoner stepping up bigly. Like Lowe said, he was 8th at one point. The record was just thrown in that moment. He went over to Ryan Krauser, American champion for many time in the shot put, and he got the job done.
Yeah, and I think what makes this even more special is the fact that he was competing against literally some of the greats. Obviously, Daniel Stahl, Olympic and World Championship medalist, has one of the biggest throws in discus history. He didn't have the greatest of times, finished 7th, but he went up against the world record holder in Alenka, Christian Che, who, a lot of people penciled in as a gold medal favorite. So for Roger Stoner to be in such a field like that, to be in the position where he was before he got that Olympic record, because sometimes when you're down in that bottom half, 8th, you're thinking, all right, let me just try to get up to 64, 65 and hopefully something will happen for me. But to throw 70 meters, that is absolutely incredible. And to me, this is probably maybe top 3 most valuable medals Jamaica's ever won at an Olympics.
I can't even decide. You and I on the same page. Big up yourself.
Yeah, because...
Don't leave me hanging in.
No, yeah, man.
Because, the high five, they're all weak.
Because even when you think about it, if you had said 15 years ago, remember when you used to run? If I said in 15 years ago that we'd have had a gold medal
In the men's
discus throw, you'd probably laugh. It was just, I maybe around 10 years ago when we started to take it seriously, and the likes of Frederick Dakers and Travis
Jason
Michael,
Dats,
Shanks
Morgan.
and Dads and all those people. But that's what happens when you start. You know, you're not going to get results immediately. But we've worked our way to the point where Frederick became a world championship silver medalist. And now we have a gold medalist at the Olympics.
We have 3 finalists.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and I'm happy Daniel touched on that, because it's so easy for the athletes to get all the praise. Roger Stoner, he left Rockies and went to St. Jago. He went to Clemson Tigers, then transferred to Arkansas, and here he is, his success story. But, you know, just to sum up how the field event athletes have been doing, when you look at this, you know, kind of results, for me, I know personally, I've focused on them. You know, I told Daniel about it. I focused on them a lot this season. I know what this does, not just for Roger Stoner, but for the throw and the field events community, but the throwers. You are around it long enough. What do you think will now be, you know, the look in from the youngsters? I
mean, success breeds success, right? And just like how our great sprinters of the past, right, I talk from them long time days. And I got this like how in my age, even before your days, right? Even those sprinters encouraged and motivated a lot of this current crop. Just like how Merlin would have inspired VCB would have inspired Shelley's inspiring this new generation. Frederick has inspired a lot of these guys who are now growing and doing so well. And this gold medal takes us to another level. Right, so first we were qualifying to the Olympic Games, then we're getting into finals, right? We started doing well there, get a medal here or there, the World Championship level, right? Now we have the Olympic champion
and record
holder. Just imagine what the throwers who are coming up at Calabar and St. Jago, Roger's alma mater,
and Kai Chang, who is overseas.
You know, Cornwall College back in the day, a good program. All these schools that have, I think Rossi, some of those Petersfield support, some of these other schools who have invested a lot in their throwing program. All of these kids are now looking on and saying, you know what, why can't do this?
I agree.
And I think we won't really see the value of this, or we won't see the result of this until a few years time, but we can say that this is a process that started maybe a decade ago, and we have now matriculated to this level, and it's just the beginning of many more successes in this particular event and in field events generally to come.
I agree with you. I think
as a matter of fact, since people love, you know, claim titles, I am declaring that we are now the field events capital of the world. I don't care.
He said that on social media, and I think I saw it. Field Events Factory.
Some people
I'm like, what is wrong with them? Like, you want them stone you? No, I'm kidding. But we where we are now, Daniel, you know, in summary of the field events once again, Romain Beckford this morning, the since 1960 how long? I think he's now our second Jamaican man to be in the high jump finals. Jaden Hibbert the first in the triple jump final at the Olympic Games. Your view of the field events and what this success will now do, you think, come forward for the new track season on the island?
Yeah, like Andre said, you know, it's when you see other people doing it, you want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you see, you know, people be successful at it. So when Arthur Wint won that first gold medal, he inspired that generation, and then it just continued, and there's the, you know, chain reaction. So now that we've had Shanika Ricketts doing extremely well in the triple jump, obviously Roger, Frederick in the discus throw, Rajindra now in the shot put. You know, now more of our athletes, especially at primary school level, are starting to know their names and thinking, oh, I don't need to be like Hussein or like Shelly. I can be like Roger or Shanika, and I think that's extremely special.
Let's not forget Wayne Pinnock.
Silver medalist as well, so that's fantastic. Let's go into the hurdles, because the
best event,
the women's 400 hurdles. The final takes place tomorrow. Rochelle Clayton, Cheyenne Salmon, two of our women in the final. Rochelle looked extremely comfortable in her heat. Cheyenne Salmon doing very well. Obviously, Femke Ball and McLaughlin Levrone, the two outstanding favorites, but you think that Rochelle is that third spot, or maybe who knows? Maybe something might happen and she upset one of them.
I have her to possibly challenge for the silver medal, and I'm gonna tell you why. For many looking on, it's like a two-man race when in fact it isn't. Fake me ball. She has how many on her legs? She did the 2 rounds for the mixed relays.
No, she did one.
One round of the mixed relays led them to gold medal. And now 2 rounds of the 400-meter hurdles. I think that she's going at least 14 strides between the hurdles. Rochelle Clayton has been very intentional this season.
13.
And she's now going between 13 and 14. So she's therefore matching, and not only matching with the strides through the hurdles, which is very important, but she's also gotten fast and she's trusting herself. When you look at how she has executed the race all season, she has got out very well for the first 200 meters and take complete control. And the minute she gets to Mount Everest of the hurdles, which is hurdles 8 to 10, the last 2, she's still in sprint mode, allowing her momentum to carry her nicely over the hurdles without fighting herself. And I think if she can repeat that and go better, she can really challenge for that silver. To say challenge for the gold medal, boy, think that we're gonna knock the hurdles. Sydney would have to knock the hurdles, in my opinion.
You know, credit to Cheyenne too for getting into the final. This is a big deal for her as well.
Yeah, and a personal best.
And a personal best too. When it really matters, right?
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see how much she has left in her legs, where she really had to push in that semi-finals. Happy that Rochelle is kind of on the outside of Anna Cockrell, who I believe is her biggest challenge for a medal. I think it's, like I said, it's safe to assume, right, even though it's a hurdles event, but Femke Ball and Sidney McLaughlin, everyone, they've been so dominant, right? So comfortable. I really don't see 2 of them being off the podium. So really, it's everybody is pushing for 1 medal, right?
Yeah.
And I think between Cockrell and the other American, Jasmine Jones, that's where Clayton's challenge will come from.
Yeah.
52 this year. Russia, she has been very consistent, big performer at this level. 2 finals, 2 medals. She's certainly mentally ready for this. And that she'll put her best foot forward.
And what I love about her, she's the real deal. You know, she was
businesswoman, man.
Yeah, she's a real deal. She was guided to that first bronze medal by O'Keel Stewart. She left Swept Track Club and O'Keel Stewart, went over to Elite Performance with Walcott, and still got a bronze last year. So that is telling of the quality in the athlete. And like I said, she has looked businesslike, and she has shown that no, I understand my race strategy and it is working. I will not change anything.
And got even better, bringing down her PB to 52.51, really mixing it now with the very best on the planet, you know?
Yeah. I think she's the real deal, gentlemen. She has been consistent this season, trusting herself, and she has shown that, I'm the real deal because I've run the same way most this season, minus the shuffling and so on. That's a part of the game. 13, 14 strides, I have this luck.
Yeah, the men's 110 meter hurdles final on tomorrow as well.
So headache.
Possibly Rashid, Hansel and Orlando all in the final. Both Rashid and Orlando looked pretty good to me. Hansel getting there, but as usual makes a final, defending champion. Any possibility of a 1-2-3, a 2-3, a 1-3, anything like that?
I don't know. That's a tough ask. The field there's quality within the field. Let me say that. There's quality within the field, but the biggest shocker for many since the national championships, and he ran a personal best today, Orlando Bennett. When you see an athlete in the form of their life, you hope that, they extend that and go all the way. Hansel is one to never count out. He has proven that repeatedly. Rashid Broadbell, he's hungry for something on the big stage. He has gotten it at the Commonwealth Games, had some mishaps at the World Championships. So I know that, our 3 men are looking good, and you don't need to look good before. When you're at the line at the final, you just get the job done. So let us see how they will do.
Yeah, 13-21, Broadbell has a lot more to give. A little concerned he didn't run after trials coming into the Olympics, so not quite sure what will happen under pressure in the final, but he's certainly motivated. Hansley's there, and once Hansley's there, there's a chance, right?
Yes.
And we know Hansley in a grand Holloway head already, right? When he Hansley
Always.
trouble, and really happy for Orlando. He's been knocking at the door, and hopefully he can get himself on the podium.
Yeah. And guess what? Another headache. We know the sprint hurdles come into a lot of headache, but the 4x100 meters relays, the heats tomorrow morning. And from, you must say heats, you know, so we're going to have problem. Whether with the 4 that is sent out or the baton passes. Let me go to you, Daniel, quickly, because I don't know in which other order to go. It's going to be chaotic somewhat, or maybe not.
I'm just interested to see who shows up.
That's the important
with
part.
everything that has been happening
Yeah.
in the sprints, everything that we've heard about with the injuries and the fitness concerns, it will be really interesting, especially to know that there's a possibility that both for the men and the women, that all 4 will be probably doing a relay for the very first time together. So it's interesting. We're just gonna have to wait and see, to be very honest.
So I tell you, stress low.
Again, you know, it's the great uncertainty, right? It's a really, I think whichever 4 we put out there, they will certainly give a good account of themselves in the 4x1s for sure. Just in the progress to the final, and let's see what happens from there. Yeah.
And that's all I'm asking. Take the baton around, get into the final. Gentlemen, thank you for another good episode.
That's why we're
Thank
here.
you.
All right, that's all the time we have on Paris Today, powered by Flow. I'm your host, Shoshana McGowan. And guess who joined me again? Daniel Blake, sports reporter. Andre Lowe, sports content manager. Both
prodigal
from
son. The prodigal son, eh?
both from the Jamaica Observer. We have seen the comments. We know that you're keeping us entertained and we're keeping you entertained. So don't change that. We have a few more days to go. So stay with us until the next episode.